Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to more leveling. We got to, what, level 20 at the end of this video, which is, hey, awesome. We did it. We got to level 20. In the last recording session, we got level 20. We had some really deep conversations about me and life and how it goes. Now we're back. Higher spirits today. We're going to push forward. Not you. We're going to push forward to... Also, you're wondering, I ended in Stranglethorn Vale. I am back in Stormwind. That is because I got faster mount speeds. And that was it. I haven't done anything else. So, just want to say thank you to all who have come back tonight. And thank you to all who are joining for this new session. Welcome. The subscribe is much obliged. Thank you for taking the time, and thank you for taking the time for watching these videos. I'm gonna keep it strong, keep pushing forward. As I've been told, it's time to move on with life. You know, instead of sitting around and being all mopey droopy in 2020. You know, 2020 has been a real shitty year for a lot of people. It's time we have an attitude change, especially myself, and kind of do something that I want to do and not bully other people into, doing things they don't want to do. And, let people do their own things. I do my own thing. That's this. Leveling and talking to you guys and seeing how things go and the change that I need in my life to be a better person. Correct. Okay. So we're going back to Stranglethorn Vale, and we're going to get some icons and some flesh. Ooh, nice. But yeah, so once we do that, it'll be easy. So I hope everyone's having a good... It's Tuesday. It's reset day. That means things have reset. That means things like World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy have reset. And I'm a druid, but I'm still using my mount. Anyways, but things have reset. I think I'm almost level 21. Yeah, things have reset, and the only thing that resets the raids, because there's no like currencies and stuff. I think actually when I'm in combat, I have slower speed as a druid. But I think if I switch, now I should be faster. And if I switch into yeah, and so I hope everyone is having a good Tuesday. I hope all the people who play Final Fantasy are getting some more augmented gear. They're doing Puppet's Bunker. They're getting all kinds of cool stuff. And I hope here in WoW, you guys are getting ready for Shadowlands, with whether you new mains or you're going to plant some alts, or you don't play either games, but you like looking at videos and seeing what's going on and what's happening. I'm going to try and do that too. I think the people I need are dead. I'm gonna try and do that too. This is leveling, so it shows like, hey, WoW is a lot better than it was in terms of leveling. I think personally, like, if someone asked me what game would you rather level in, I would say Final Fantasy, because having to go to 120 levels versus 80 levels is a bit rough in my opinion. But I do think that like Final Fantasy and WoW probably took the same amount of time to level from 1 to 20, or 1 to 120, and then 1 to 80, just because of the story Final Fantasy has, right? Yeah, sure, you can skip a lot of the cutscenes and that kind of stuff, but it's more or less the fact that you have to go through like a bunch of post-launch patches, like a Realm Reborn being like the worst one. It gets better as you get to Heavensward and stuff like that. It's not as bad as before. They have done some toning down of post patch stuff for Realm Reborn, but I don't think they've done enough. I haven't done it in a while, but I remember when I played like first, like back when a Realm Reborn was, or like I was like just before what was it? Just before Heavensward came out, I Yeah, just before Heaven's Word came out, I remember like, or Heaven's Word had come out or something like that, had come out to early access, and I was still leveling because, you know, as a new player, you take your time, you try out different things, but I had fallen in love with the ninja job. I was like, whoa, ninja, cool. And I was like, this is so much fun. And I liked ninjutsu, and I was probably still watching Naruto and One Piece, and did Attack on Titan exist at that time yet? I don't think if it did. I can't remember. It's been so long. And yeah, and it was really exciting. And I remember like I was like, oh cool, Heaven's Word comes out, and then it came out, and I was like, how do I play it? And like it was like, you got to do the main scenario quest line. I was like, well, that's lame. And it's like, you know, it's like, okay, but it's like understandable, right? It's part of the mainline story, and yeah, the main story does tie into the previous expansion and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, okay, well, I'll take that. That's fine. But I do think now, like if you're looking to level, I would say WoW is the easiest game to level, and it's so streamlined now. It's nice. You can level anywhere you want, unless if you're a new player, you do this cool like 1 to 10 zone, and then you do and it's a good introduction, and Blizzard knows their audience somewhat well sometimes, but they know, sometimes they know their audience and sometimes they don't. Like think about it, you know. But yeah, but like with this game, you know, you got that new leveling zone, and obviously I didn't do it because I made a allied race, which is hello. What am I looking for again? Oh, an icon. Okay. Hello, Rogue. I'll help you, or you'll help me, because you're rocking full BOA gear. Man, I'm not getting that last tome. Last icon, last tome. I need a tome. I need a book. Jesse, we have to cook. But yeah, so I would one day like to make, you know, the age-old question, which one is better? And honestly, I think they're both about the same. In my opinion, I enjoy both. I enjoy WoW and I enjoy Final Fantasy. Each of different games, right? I both like enjoy them for their end game content. Right? Right? Like, wow, I enjoy WoW's end game sometimes. Sometimes I don't. Like these last 2 expansions so far, like BFA I think was like the least amount of fun I've ever had with endgame, because it was like the grind felt like it never stopped. It just felt like it just wanted to keep going. It was like, no, keep playing. Our investors, you know, and you know, stuff like that. And it was like, no, I want you to keep. Okay, so does he eat these people? Oh, there he goes. I forget how to do this quest. Oh, he did it. Okay, I guess I just follow him around. Okay. So, yeah. So I forgot how these quests work. Okay. But yeah, so you know, if like, you know, maybe I'll make like a comparison video of those 2 games, because they are 2 completely different games. One has complete classes, one has borrowed power. But then again, I know that dude ran up the mountain. Come on, man. I can't do that. I'm not that's not all right, man. That's not fair. Like, he ran up the mountain. Oh, there he is. Don't run up the mountain again, okay? I can't do what you can do. All right, you got them little raptor feet. And you're like, nah, and it's like, oh man. But yeah, so you know, it's one of those things. Is I like both of them, and you know, shame on me for liking, you know, two MMOs. Like I have to pick one, and I. If I hate anybody more than anything, is like the diehard fanboys who are like, you should only play WoW because WoW is superior. Honestly, it's superior in other ways, but sometimes it's not. And he did it again. He just Skyrim'd up the mountain. You gotta not do that, my dude. I can't do that like you. I don't have a horse. There we go. I just had to walk up here. And you know, it's like, and I tell most fanboys, I'm like, y'all just need to stop fanboying and like open your eyes that there are multiple options for different people. And I like both. So I will play both. I will always play both. and when there's a lot of downtime, I tend to play one more than the other, obviously, right? And it's like, oh, there's downtime in Final Fantasy. WoW just came out with some new stuff. Well, let's go play WoW. And, new WoW raids. Like, I raid in WoW. Like, I am a Mythic Raider. That's what I do. And as long as I have a raid team, I will probably play WoW. But if I don't have a raid team, I don't play WoW casually. It's unfortunate. I couldn't play WoW casually. It'd be too boring. It'd literally be like, I log in. I did dailies. Yay. It's like I logged in. I did dailies. And even then, WoW dailies really aren't that exciting. And people argue that Final Fantasy dailies are exciting. Yeah, but at least their dailies involve queuing up for dungeons and doing Eden and doing puppets. But that's like weekly stuff though. But like, at least that stuff has engagement where like, WoW's dailies are go out in the world, fill the bar. Okay, you're done for the day. It's like, what? I mean, there are daily quests in Final Fantasy too, and they're like, they're so fast. It's just like, oh yeah, okay, this is cool. Like some are like, hey, go here, now go here, now go here, now go here. And it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. They have like beast tribes, which are usually the daily quests, and custom deliveries, which are, well, that's also weekly. But you have beast tribe quests, which are daily quests, and it's the reps, right? You just farm them for a little bit of rep. That's it. You don't need much, right? And I finished up. I'm finishing up most of the beast tribes now. It's it's something to log into real quick. Do it for the 10 to 15 minutes it takes to do the quests.
Can I help you?
And you just like you're done. It's like, woohoo. New pants. Okay, cool.
Be seeing you.
Time to go get the body. Hello.
Well met.
Ooh, gotta kill some people. Kill a lot of people. And dailies in this game, they feel like a chore. It's like you gotta log in. You gotta, like Final Fantasy, it doesn't feel like a chore. I log in and I'm excited because it's like, oh, I get to do dungeons. I get to do expert dungeons. And I like the expert dungeons. And it's like, well, then I gotta do level 80 dungeons. Oh, I like those too. But like, wow, it's like, okay, I need to log in. I need to go fill a bar. And then I need to go do this and that. I need to go, in Shadowlands, I need to go run Torghast. I need to go, you are, aha, bloop. Oh, man. And now there's a fish attacking me. Okay, here we go. Okay. Yep. What happened to... Once I get out of combat, I can go faster. But, it's things like, things like that, where it's like, WoW feels more like a chore because it's like, oh, I need this for raiding. Like, this is required for raiding. And Renown is no different from Azerite power. Or Azerite power, or, yeah, Azerite power, I guess. It's no different from that because it's behind it. Renown locks abilities and stuff out from you even being able to use, and it's like, what? Like, it's kind of lame that like you can't just like just log in and do a couple dungeons and oh my god, these guys actually hurt. This guy's, oh, he's not. He healed. I think the Mystic healed him. There we go. I just like heal myself, and it's just like Final Fantasy. I log in. It doesn't feel like a chore because it's like I finish my weekly cap and I'm like, cool. I don't have to do those for the rest of the week. Where WoW, it's like I have to log in every single day, 365 days, because Blizzard wants to keep people into their game because they know their game is, well, let's be real here, it's probably dying. Which I wouldn't say is completely true. I don't think it's like completely dead. It's obviously not a dead game. Nice. I've made mistakes before. Nope. Hey, don't you run away. Did he like reset? BOA gear would make this like, probably BOA gear would probably make this much faster. And like, of course, like being gem and enchanted and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, it's leveling, man. just have fun with it, you know, do what you want to do. What was I talking about again? Oh yeah, like, you know, WoW dailies feeling like more of a chore than something to just do on like a, you know, something to, I guess that's what dailies are. They are chores, basically. They're like, you need to log in. It's like, you gotta do them every day with like Final Fantasy. Like once you get that weekly cap, like you have no real reason to like run the dungeons and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, okay. I've been bamboozled. All right, there we go. All right. Right. So, you know, it's like, wow, it's just like, it's a chore because it locked you out of abilities and power that you need to be efficient in raiding. Where in Final Fantasy, there's no such thing as, well, there is no such thing as borrowed power in the overworld, but recently they added the Southern Front, which has like, is like all the borrowed, it has a little bit of borrowed power, and it does change how your job can play. Like you could become like a healer basically as a DPS if you really wanted to, or you could become tanky, like, and you could still dish out some pretty good, you know, pretty good damage. And it's like, that's cool. Like borrowed power exists in an instance, and that's it. We're like in WoW, it has to exist everywhere. It can't just exist in Shadowlands zones. It has to exist everywhere. I swear I have Skull Bash. And you know, it exists everywhere, right? It has to, because all of the classes and specs in WoW are built off of this stuff. And it's like, that sucks because, you know, Blizzard, speculation, doesn't have the resources to probably designate people to classes, even though you're like, oh, Blizzard has like thousands of people. It's like, yeah, but some of those people work on Diablo 4, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, and those are probably like 5 people left there. And there's you know, there's no one who's dedicated to making classes anymore. And it's like, no, you should have a team. You should have pretty big teams who are dedicated to class design, spec design, like have people who are dedicated to class design, and then those people be dedicated to spec design, and they have to have knowledge of the spec. It can't be like the Windwalkers who don't even have a class designer, or monks in general. And you just look at monks and you're like, why is Brewmaster so good? But like Windwalker and like Mistweaver are just kind of like lol. You know, they're like it's like they're like, okay, like basically Blizzard sees as, yeah, they got one spec that's representative, the other two don't matter. It's like, no, all specs should be representative in rating content. And I know like people are like, well, they give Windwalkers that 5% physical damage. I am in the group of remove it. That doesn't need to be in the game. Like buffs don't need to be in the game. Like you should bring the class because of the class, not because of it brings a buff, and you have to bring it even though it does 0 damage. That's why Brewmasters are probably brought, because they're pretty good tanks and they bring that 5% debuff, right? If only Windwalkers bought it, it would be like, well, we have to bring a Windwalker for that 5% damage. It's like how Demon Hunters are the only class to bring, hey, I got Rip. They are the only class. It's probably, nope. And I think Skull Bash exists. There it is. Rip and tear. Well, it's a rake and rip. You know what I mean? And, yeah, and, you know. Oh, that's 26. Wow, it's so long for a cooldown. And, nice. And, what was that? I'm just like reading things. When do I get the, oh, here it is. One stealth raked. Okay. Bad deals. Ah, okay. Oh, there it is. 31. I get that. Okay. Anyways, I just read. I forget what you get these days. Like it's always like, but yeah. So you know, it's like WoW's built around borrowed power, where Final Fantasy, it's not. It's like I know. It's like what is borrowed power? You know. It's what's even a point of even oh okay. It's like, and you know, it doesn't impede the gameplay, like where like right now no classes, like some classes are doing more damage than others, but that's just because like the game isn't obviously balanced during pre-patch, which you should never balance the game around pre-patch, right? Like it's like when Blizzard balances a game around the first week of of the first week of a new expansion, like, you know, when it's like officially out, and it's not like pre-patch, but like you're able to level the new content, get to the new max level, get all the powers, and then Blizzard finally balances it. And it's like you're too late, like, or you're too early. Like you need to balance it after the first couple weeks of raiding and be like, okay, you know, warlocks are doing this much X amount of damage, and oh, okay, I'm not gonna go on there. You know, warlocks are doing this X amount of damage, and you know, and it's like they're doing too much. And then like you look at like you look at a dungeon, and it's like, oh, these demon hunters are doing so much damage AoE. Better nerf their single target. It's like better nerf their single target. It's like, what? That doesn't make any sense, because that's what they did in Legion. It was like, damn, demon hunters are strong AoE. Better nerf their single target. It's like, you know, if you wanted the demon hunters niche to be, you know, if you want the demon hunters niche to be AoE, that's totally fine. I-beam was so cool and it was so much fun to use, but like you know, and I know like everyone is like, oh, I hate warlocks and I hate demon hunters because they have everything. It's like, it's true, they do. They literally do have like a lot of things. They have things that are forced them to brought to raid, which is, you know, a gateway's fine, like whatever. That I don't think that makes or break a warlock. I just think warlocks are just always they're just always generally been really good. It's always nice to have multiple warlocks. The only time it was required to have multiple warlocks was Gahoon in BFA, when you needed, you know, multiple warlocks for Gahoon. You needed, I think, at least 3, maybe 4. I think you needed 4. Right? At least 3, maybe 4. Like 3 was like you could push it, and like 4 was fine. And it's like, nah, man, like that's broken. But like, you know, they didn't do what like they did to rogues, where like, you know, like BFA rogues had one fight they were like beasts on, and it was Zool, and it was because, you know, they designed that fight to have sweet permanent like AoE basically, and the players, you know, worked around that, and then they gutted sub-rogues, and sub-rogues were basically dead for the rest of the expansion. And it was like, oh, yeah, that sucks. It's like the same thing with demo. It's like, oh, demo's good, nah, nerf it. And it's like, that's why I'm quitting Warlock, because it's like Blizzard doesn't care about one of all the specs. They just pick one and go for it. Granted, trying to balance 36 different specs is probably already hard enough as it is, but like, come on, you can do better, you know? It's just like one of those things. It's like you can do a lot better. I ripped. I'm gonna rip and I'm gonna tear. I'm just gonna do this. Bam! Holy crap, that knocked him back far. I didn't think I'd knock him back that far. There we go. And heal. And sneak. I think I come back because I have to kill that guy. I think. Is he a rare? No, he's not a rare. I think I come back and kill that guy eventually. And, you know, and it's just like, it's just like, wish Blizzard would, like, what my hope is I'm going to raid out Shadowlands. It's going to be a terrible expansion at first, and we can already see that balancing is a nightmare. They've had to delay the expansion because of all these systems they put in the game. It's like, you don't need that many systems. Like, if you had just the Covenants and Renown, I think players would have been happy. They'd have been like, cool, I get to pick the Covenant that I want, and I get to run around as like a vampire or like a soldier of the undead, or a fairy, I guess, or I get to run around as an angel, which is, yeah, let the players choose. Like, if Covenants didn't have abilities, and then we're just like, yeah, just pick what you want to be, but you can't change, I'd be like, that's cool. Like if that locks me in for the rest of the story, I'd be totally cool with that. But now it's like, well, now there's abilities and stuff like that, and balancing is a nightmare. Some of them are going to be trash. Some of them are going to be trash for another respect that I'd like to play, but I'm playing Ret Paladin, and I don't play Prot, and I don't play Holy, and I never will because I can't tank. I can't heal. I try in Final Fantasy to tank and heal, and I sometimes struggle, and it's like, but when I play damage, I'm comfortable. I know what I'm doing. I get the job done. When do I get a next set of talents? Like 30? 20? Oh, you get one every 5 levels after. Oh, okay. I want that. I want that. And, you know, it's crazy. They changed blood talents. Oh. I see. I wonder if that's any good. Anyways. But yeah, you know, it's right. Anyways, it's just like one of those things where like you just, yeah, you know, it's crazy. That like BFA has all, or BFA was like the worst expansion in my opinion so far, and now Shadowlands is like looking to be like that. I'm like, no, I wanted Shadowlands to be something cool. Like I wanted it to be like, I like the idea of covenants, right? A new faction of people who you know,
Hi, how are you? You have a great day now.
a new faction of people who you get to run around with and help them out in this world of the dead, where the dead come from. And it's like, okay, that's hey, is that the same guy from the other day? I don't know. Might have been. Or yesterday, whatever. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes. I have a timer. So we're going to continue our talk of Shadowlands and Borrowed Power in the next episode. Thank you everyone for watching. I will see everyone next time.